Hey guys, okay, so here goes the video about alignments and the adjustments. If you have seen my previous video that I am talking about this class, is that this is the video for people that are taking online classes. As you know that when you're taking online classes, the teacher may not see you properly, because of course it's on the screen. So the focus of this video is that so that you can do your own adjustment and also that you know the alignment so that you can practicing safely and more correctly. Okay, I'm gonna keeping this as real as possible. Meaning is that it's as if you are taking the class with me in person. Okay. So first, what we're gonna do is that let's just starting from something very simple, which is the sun salutation A, or Surya Namaskar A. So I'm gonna go through the sequence and also give you the alignments, adjustment. What if you cannot do this? Then what you can do, and also the options of jumping forward, walking back, those kind of stuff. Even though that you may have some experience in yoga already, it does not mean that you cannot watching this video. So this video is good for total beginners and also like maybe intermediate level, or for the person that want to know a little bit more into the alignments. Okay guys, so let's get started. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that 1 second, I just need to turn on my lights a little bit here. Okay, so we're gonna starting with the Surya Namaskar A. And of course is that the first position that we need to learn is Samasthiti. Samasthiti is the equal standing position. Okay, when you in any position that you do the standing, your foundation, what do you think is our foundation? It is our feet. So let's get into the alignments of our feet first. In Samasthiti, we are usually have the big toes touch and just a little bit of the space like two fingers in between the heels. Okay, so this is how we are usually standing. Okay, so now it's not only just standing here. So let's close your eyes and feel your feet a little bit. Where is the touching point? Take a moment. Just focusing on your feet and noticing how are you standing right now. Where is the body weight? Are you standing more body weight on one side? Are you standing towards the outer edge of the feet? More towards the front of the feet or more towards the heel? Take a moment. Okay, so now let's opening up your eyes. Okay, so our feet alignments it has 3 points that is need to be contact onto the ground so that you are standing more stable, which is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to show my feet a little bit here, my foot. Okay, so there is the base of the big toe, base of the little toe, and the heel has to be pressed firmly down. Okay, so let's starting with that. Okay, big toes touch and a little bit of the space between the heels. Keeping base of the big toes, base of the little toes, and the heels pressed firmly down. You can close your eyes. When you're closing your eyes, you can noticing how your body feel much more easier than when you are opening up your eyes. Do you noticing that the arch of the feet are lifting up? This is the action is just like it is your feet are the suction cups, so that it can be more rooted down onto the ground. Okay, so now you can opening up your eyes. Okay, so you may not feel the arch of the feet lifting up if you have flat feet. So if you don't feel this, don't worry about it. Okay, so just making sure that the 3 points of each foot are pressing down. And once again, base of the big toes, base of the little toes, and the heels pressed firmly down. Okay, so now not only the 3 points of each foot are pressing down, we have to try to stretching our toes apart. Okay, so you can feel free to lifting your toes up and then stretching them apart as far as you can. If this is not possible for you, it can be because of that you may be wearing your the closest toe shoes all your life and you're not walking bare feet very much. So the way to fixing this is that walking more of your bare on bare feet or if you go to the manicure, right, they have the thing that's separating the toes, so you can also like using that when you don't have to do anything, or if you are painting your toenails, you can leave that in there for quite some time. Yeah, okay, so that is a tips for you. Okay, so here lifting your toes up and stretching your toes apart, and then pressing the big toes down first, the little toes, and then the rest of your toes down. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna stay with the feet a little bit more. Now, not everybody can be standing in the with feet together comfortably. Yeah. Okay, so if you are, let's say that your feet are small and your upper part of your body are bigger. Yeah. So what you can do is that you can standing with your feet hip width apart, and you can also using this if you are overweight or if you are pregnant. Yeah, because when you have your feet apart, everything is much more sturdy because your foundations is wider. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay. Okay, so now we went through the feet already. So now let's moving up a little bit more. Okay, so we're gonna moving up towards the knees. So can you lifting your knees up just slightly bit, yeah? But not like tightening your knees, just slightly bit, so that you can engaging your quad muscle. Okay, so your legs are strong and your feet are rooted down. Now I'm gonna turning myself sideways. Okay, so we are gonna moving up towards the hips. Okay, so this is the hips. Let's play with this a little bit. Yeah, so there is two tilts, two hip tilts, which is anterior and posterior. Now, what I am teaching, I try not to using too much of the anatomy term, because why? We want to something to easy for ourselves to understand, so that we don't have to thinking too much about it. Yeah, okay, so let's go with the anterior tilt. Anterior tilt, it means that you see the hip points here. The hip points is pushing down, yeah, rolling down. Yeah, so what happens is that when you do the anterior tilt, when the front of your hips are point more down towards the ground, the tailbone will be lifting up. And you're noticing my lower back area. Now, when I do this anterior tilt, yeah, my lower back is created, it has more curve, which is we want to avoiding this. For myself, yeah, if I am standing in this way for quite a long time, what happened? I feel very much my lower back is starting to get pain. Yeah, okay. And so now let's moving into the another hip tilt, the posterior tilt. Yeah, posterior tilt meaning is that your tailbone is tucking in and the front of your hips are lifting up. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna exaggerating this a little bit. So this is anterior tilt. Let me lift my arms up. Anterior tilt, posterior tilt. Yeah, okay, so when you do the posterior tilt, of course we can exaggerating it, but you are noticing what does it do for your body. Yeah, okay, so you can pushing the tailbone as much forward as far as you can. So when I am doing this, yeah, I have a little bit of the hard time to keeping my shoulders rolling back and my chest open. Yeah, because this is too much. Now, when you play with this a little bit, yeah, I want you to find the middle. Yeah, okay, so the way I am doing this is that draw the tailbone in and feel that the tailbone is reaching down to between the heels. Yeah, if you feel that your tailbone is pointing towards too much, it means that you are tilting your hips posterior too much. Yeah, okay, all right, let's finding the middle. Okay, so now we're gonna keeping our lower belly in, not only your lower belly. We have the tendency to tighten all of the abdomens. Yeah, why? Because of when you wear tight dress, you probably want to keeping your belly in, and this is can affecting how you can breathing deeply. Yeah, it's not healthy for you. Okay, so keep in mind only keeping your lower belly in. Yeah. Okay, so from there we're gonna moving up. Now keeping your heart, your chest lifting up. Yeah, keeping your heart, your chest lifting up. So you want to keeping your spine as straight as you can. Yes, straight in this case means that it's still gonna have the natural curve. Yeah, okay. And then let's see, roll the shoulders back. When you roll the shoulders back, what do you feel? Yeah, maybe you feel more confidence. Maybe you can feel the front of your body is open. Yeah? And then you will keeping the back of your neck nice and long. sometimes I see some students maybe doing this, yeah, lifting the chin a little bit up. So what happened? It creating the curve in the back of the head. Yeah, okay, just a little bit, no problem. Yeah, but if it's a lot like this, for sure you're gonna get the soreness later on. The more you do, the more it cannot be healthy for you. Yeah, so try to keeping the back of your neck nice and long. When you are doing this, just tucking your chin slightly towards the chest. Yeah, so that your face is facing forward, straight forward. Now you can feel the crown of your head is reaching up. When you are standing in Samasthiti, your arms are alongside your body, your palms are facing towards your legs. Yeah, you roll the shoulders back, pulling your shoulders down. Okay, so you want to also keeping your arms active and your fingers can be together. Yeah, it doesn't matter really. Yeah, sometimes I prefer to opening my hands, my fingers out wide because I feel much better. But this is totally up to you. Yeah, but this position we usually keeping your fingers together. Okay. All right. Okay. Is that understand? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if you don't understand something that I say, I'm always open for you guys to messaging me. Anyway. Okay. So that's not only just that's not the only thing in Samasthiti. Yeah? Okay. So now when you are standing, you understand the alignments already. Try to pressing your feet down onto the ground and you reaching the crown of your head up so that you will feel that your body is lengthened. There are two forces, one going down, one going up. Yeah, so when that happening, what happened? Yeah, your body is lengthened. Okay. All right. So this is Samasthiti. Let's close your eyes for a little bit here. Yeah, close your eyes. And observing the body weight on both sides of your body. If we are standing here for quite some time, we may starting to feel that our body weight is shifting from left to right, right to left. Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna standing here for just a short time. Okay, so keeping your eyes closed. Now noticing, yeah, is your shoulder tend to sloping down to one side? Is your body weight more towards one side? If so, try to adjust yourself to be more in the center. This is the body awareness. All right. Okay, so now you can opening up your eyes. Okay, so it is possible that while you feel that one of your shoulders is down, yeah, it can be that you have a little bit of the S curve, S shape of your spine. Is that bad? No, if it does not stopping you from everyday life, it's not bad, But when you're practicing yoga, okay, let's be aware of this a little bit so that you can adjusting your, your bone structure, and that it can helping you to have a better posture. Yeah, and also when you're standing, hey, it looks beautiful, it looks confident. Who doesn't want that, right? Okay, so now, okay, so that is Samasthiti, yeah, and again, feet can be close together or feet hip width apart. If you have feet hip width apart, they can, your feet is parallel, yeah, okay, and the tail, the heel is the same line as the sitting bone. Yeah, this is when you're keeping your feet hip width apart. All right. Okay, so let's moving on into the next position. Yeah, this is Surya Namaskar A, upward salute. Inhale, arms are reaching up over your head and you can looking up at your thumb. Okay, so pause here for now. Yeah, take a moment. Ask yourself, what do you feel at the back of your neck? Is it okay for you? Yeah, if not, this is totally okay that you don't have to looking up towards your thumb, but just keeping your face facing straight forward. Yeah, okay, so let's come out from the pose a little bit. So your body position in the upward salute, which is Uddhva Hastasana. Yeah, in this one is that your body alignment is still pretty much the same as in the Samasthiti. Yeah, the difference is that your arms are reaching up. Your arms are reaching up. You're keeping your arms, your elbows straight. Yeah, and so what you want to do with your shoulder is that draw the shoulders away from the ears. You see the action what I am doing here. Yeah, okay. So keeping your shoulders broadened and your arms are reaching up. Yeah, okay. So when you're reaching your arms up, it's not just only the sake of reaching your arms up. Yeah. When you are doing this, try to feel the side of your body is also lengthening up toward the sky. When you are doing this, what happens is that this part of your rib cage get the stretching. So it is good in a way is that when the muscles here, the muscles between your rib cage, intercostal muscles, is stretching more, it has more flexibility. Then you can taking the deeper breath much more easier. Yeah, can helping with your breathing. All right, okay, sorry, I'm just gonna turn myself up into this way. Okay, so from here, inhale, arms are reaching up, looking at your thumb or not, this is totally up to you. And then on the exhale, you fold forward into Uttanasana. Okay, so let's pause here for a little bit first. Yeah, okay. Close your eyes and observing what do you feel in this position. And I'm gonna asking you a questions, yeah, so that you can answering yourself. Okay, so you close the eyes and let's bring the attention towards your hamstring a little bit. Do you feel that your hamstrings are tight? If it's tight, let's bending your knees just a little bit. How do you feel with your lower back once you bending your knees? Maybe the position become easier for you. Yeah, and maybe you feel that you can stay in this position for quite some time. Yeah? Okay, so now you can opening up your eyes and let's take a look at the video a little bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the version that you know in case that you in the situation that you have the back of your hamstring are tight. Yeah, the back of your legs are tight, meaning you cannot bending forward very much. Yeah, if you're keeping your legs straight and your back is like this. Yeah, the best thing you need to do is bending the knees, keeping your knees soft. And I'll explain you why. So when you are bending the knees, yeah, it's not only the sake of bending the knees so that you can have your hands down towards the ground. Okay, so when you bending the knee, of course, it is much more easier here. But once you are here, yeah, okay, try to feel the back of your thighs lifting up toward the sky, and you're gonna starting to feel more stretching happening. Yeah, and when you are doing this, right, okay. So when you're bending the knees and try to lifting the back of your thighs up, little bit by bit, you're gonna be able to straighten your legs all the way. Yeah, okay, so this is good tips for beginners or the people that have very tight hamstrings, especially maybe the joggers. Okay, so here I'm gonna moving into the version of that keeping the legs straight. Yeah, okay, so when you're keeping your legs straight, okay, look, close your eyes. If you need to using the block to supporting your hands for now, just go ahead. Yeah, just so you understand what happened when you're keeping your legs straight. Okay, so when you're keeping your legs straight, noticing the body weight on your feet a little bit. Is it a lot on the heels or too much towards the front of the feet? Yeah, take a moment. Okay, so now the alignments of the Uttanasana, the standing forward bend is that okay. So now you can take a look at the video. Yeah? Okay, so right now what happening is that a lot of my body weight is towards the heels, and do you see my hips and ankles are not into alignments? Yeah, okay. So what you do when you're noticing body weight too much towards the heel, just roll yourself a little bit more forward so that you will feel when you roll yourself a little bit more forward, just a tiny bit, you can feel a lot more stretching. Yeah, not quite into the pain. Yeah, but like you maybe feel so some discomfort. So you roll yourself a little bit forward. Now you see the ankles, knees, and hips are into the same line. Yeah, okay. Instead of this, we want to keeping it like this. Yeah, okay. It's all right to keeping your knees soft, bending it slightly. So now I'm gonna coming back to bending the knees a little bit. Okay, those that do forward bend with bending the knees. Yeah, as you can see, my hips and the ankles are not aligned. This is normal. Yeah, how can you keeping it aligned, right? But the most important when you bending the knee is that you're keeping your knees and the ankles into the same line. Yeah, okay. So this is for the hamstring. All right, okay, so feel free to come out from the pose, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more into the Uttanasana. Okay, So the Uttanasana is not only to helping you to stretching your hamstring, yeah, the back side of your legs, but it's also supposed to helping you to stretching your glutes, your lower back, and also your spine, yeah. With the spine, this is maybe somewhat a little bit more challenging for a lot of people, yeah, even so for myself as well, because my back is quite round, yeah. Okay, you have to understand that not everybody have the same flexibility. So if your back is round, don't worry about it. Yeah, if you feel some stretching happening, that's good for you. Okay, don't compare yourself to others. Yeah, just using maybe the alignments from the teacher. Maybe the teacher can do it so perfectly. You're using that as a guideline. Yeah, okay. Okay,ค่ะ. So here I'm gonna keeping my legs straight. Yeah, okay. So keeping my legs straight. So exhale, coming forward, folding forward into Uttanasana. So when you do the forward bend again, first pay attention to the body weight on the feet. So you're starting from the foundation and then keeping the back of your thighs, buttocks, and the tailbone lifting up toward the sky. So when you try to point the tailbone more up, what happens is that it is naturally for me that I have to folding, it will helping me to folding more forward towards my legs. Yeah, okay. So is it necessary to folding our upper body all the way down to the legs? Not really. You go to the place where you can go. Yeah, maybe you go to the place where you feel good stretching happening and not the pain. Yeah, okay. So here, you want to keeping your tailbone up and noticing, can you pushing your chest more down towards the feet? Now, when I try to pushing my chest more down towards the feet, I feel more here. Yeah, and my middle back part is stretching. Yeah, okay. All right, okay, where should we look? I usually look down towards my big toes. Yeah, you can also look just straight down like this, or if you want to, you can just look down to between your shin bone. Yeah, my suggestion is that don't force yourself, you know, to touching your knees. When you bring your forehead to touching the knees, you see what happened. Now this is what I'm trying to do. You see my back is rounding. Yeah, we want to keeping our back as straight as possible into the forward bend. It doesn't matter if it is sitting or standing. Yeah, okay. All right, okay. So I hope that I didn't forget anything. Yeah, okay, and try to relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Now I'll give you a little bit of tips here in the forward bend. Okay, there is something about if you are engaging your shoulders, yeah, tighten your shoulders this part a little bit. Somehow it will give you the energy to folding yourself forward. There is more details into the using the bandhas to helping you do the forward bend. But in this class, I am not gonna mentioning this for now, yeah, because it is a little bit more advanced practice. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, so Uttanasana. From here, then we continue into the next position, Adha Uttanasana, half standing forward bend. Okay, so inhale, lifting your spine up halfway. Look forward. Okay, so you see, I try to keeping my hips and my ankles aligned as best as I can. Yeah, and if it's go back a little bit, it's no problem, because sometimes we need that to go back, the hips to go back a little bit, so that we can finding the balance much more easier. Okay, so here I'm gonna try my best to showing you my spine. Yeah, you want to keeping your spine as straight as you can. Sometimes the common mistake, the back look like this into the half standing forward bend. Yeah, we want to avoiding this. We want to pushing your heart, your chest forward. When you are doing this action, what happening is that you can feel right away that the muscle just right here, this part here, is lengthening up and the tailbone try to pointing more up. When you are doing this, not only this part get the stretch, but you can feel that you can lengthen your lower back area. And the action here to lengthen the lower back area is as if you try to arching your lower back. Yeah, when you are coming to the standing like this. But when you apply that action into the half standing forward bend, your back would be more straight. Yeah, okay. All right, so pushing your heart, your chest forward. You see that there is a distance from my ears and the shoulders. Yeah, avoiding this. Yeah, okay. pushing your shoulders away from the ears. Now the position of the arms. Is it necessary to have our hands down onto the ground? Okay, so if you are practicing Ashtanga, yeah, they're gonna tell you to placing your hands down, but it's not gonna be easy for everyone. So what's the option? Yeah, if you are practicing this not in the Ashtanga Mysore style, yeah, okay, so what you can do with this, yeah, if you cannot do the way that I do, you have an option of have your hands resting against the shin bone. Yeah? When you have your hands resting against the shin bone, you will keeping your arms straight. Actually, you can pressing your hands against the shin bone so that you will have more power, more energy to pushing your heart, your chest forward. And it is actually much more comfortable. Yeah? All right, I'm gonna pause here for now. Again, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Another option, which is you just saw me did that, yeah? Fingertips down onto the ground. So if you are doing this position, do you see my alignment? My shoulders, elbows, and the wrists are aligned, and you keeping your arms straight. It can be tapping, yeah, maybe hovering above the ground if you need to, yeah? Okay, all right. And then the eye gaze, what we want to do, we want to keeping our eye gaze go forward. Maybe not all the way forward like this, because when you try to look forward as much as you can, it's crunching at the back of your neck. So you find the spot where is your eye gaze should be, so that you can keeping the back of your neck nice and long and in the comfortable position. Again, I'm not gonna mentioning about the bandhas. Yeah, I'm gonna do on another video, which is can be really good help when you do the forward bend. So from Ardha Chandrasana, yeah, place your hands down, shoulder width apart. I'm gonna go with this for now, and then I will explain after. You jump or stepping back into the plank pose. Okay. So let's pause into the plank pose for a little bit here, and I think this is a lot of people's favorite position. Yeah, in my class, I'm making my students stay into the plank pose for about 10 breaths before we go into the Chaturanga. Why is that? Because plank pose, Palakasana, is the foundation of Chaturanga Dandasana. Yeah, Chaturanga, it can taking time to do it more correctly. Yeah, okay. So let's starting with the plank pose first. In the plank pose, do you think what is our foundation in this position? Okay, let's take a moment to thinking about it. Where is the touching point? All right, okay. So our hands, yeah, our hands. Let's start stretching your arms out in front just like me, like this. And try to opening your hands, your fingers out wide. Okay. All right, so here depends on your fingers flexibility. Yeah, okay. So when we are having our hands down, we want to creating the L shape with the index and the thumb. Okay, now let's opening your hands back once again. Okay, your hands has 4 corners. Base of the index fingers, base of the little fingers, and the 2 points here must be touched down onto the ground. Yeah, okay. So is it necessary to keeping your hands, your fingers stretching out like this? Not necessary, because if you don't have this flexibility, it's going to be harder for you. What you can do, you can bending your knuckle a little bit. Yeah, when you bending the knuckles, this point here can be in contact to the ground much more easier. Yeah, so go ahead. So just play with it. Put your hands down, stretching your fingers out, and then bending your knuckle to see what's the difference. Yeah, it's a good idea always to experimenting it, so that you know what is right for you. Without experimenting, you wouldn't know what you need or what you're capable to do. Yeah, okay. Okay, so coming back into the plank pose, I'm gonna keeping my knees down for now. Okay, and also maybe you can do that too. Yeah? Okay, so let's go with the arms and the hands alignment. So hands alignment, I already gave it to you. So hands are shoulder width apart. You want to keeping shoulders and the wrist into the same line. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so from here, yeah, I'm noticing my shoulders a little bit. Right now, I am not engaging my shoulders in any way. Yeah. Okay, my chest is sink down towards the ground. Yeah. Okay, when you are doing plank pose, you want to pushing your upper back toward the sky. Do you see what I am doing here? Yeah, the action here is that you push your hands against the ground firmly. Keep pushing, hollow your chest a little bit more inward, and then the upper back will go up toward the sky. Yeah, okay, so you're keeping your shoulders like this. Now stepping your right foot back, left foot back. Look down towards your feet a little bit, making sure that your feet are hip width apart and your toes are tucked. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna exaggerate this a little bit. Sometimes when we do the plank pose, we don't really engaging our core. We only using our shoulder strength. So what happened? You see my back? Yeah, okay, the more you do this, the more your shoulders will get soreness or maybe even injuries. Yeah, we want to using our core strength to stay in the pose. So how do we do that? Okay, so to engaging the core into the plank pose, you lifting your knees up towards the thigh so that you engaging your quad muscle. This is going to be a really good help to helping you to supporting your body weight. Yeah, and then you draw the tailbone in. The same action as when you are standing in samadhi. You draw the tailbone in and feel that the tailbone is reaching down to between the heels. You may even need to drawing it in a little bit more than when we are standing in samadhi. Yeah, okay. So in the plank pose, we went towards the thighs already. So now you need to draw the bottom of rib cage and front of your hips towards each other. Obviously, when you are doing this action, it's automatically the tailbone is drawing in. Yeah, yeah, you can play with this a little bit. All right, okay. So now let's come back into the plank pose. Okay. Hands down, shoulders stacking above the wrist, walking the legs back, feet hip width apart, your toes are tucked, knees are lifting up towards your thighs to engaging your quad muscles. Now try to draw the tailbone in and feel that the tailbone is reaching down to between the heels. Remember, you need to keeping your quad muscles engaged, yeah? Okay, so now here, yeah, you remember how I asking you to pushing your chest inward so that the upper back go more toward the sky. Let's stay in here for now and try to controlling your breath in and out deeply through your nose. You're looking away from your fingertips, keeping your neck nice and long. Okay, so now you can come out from the pose. Okay, so let's take a moment to just feel what you felt when we were in the pose a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so you see that now when you pushing your heart, your chest inward, and the upper back go toward the sky. Do you feel that you have more strength to pushing yourself against the touching point more? Yeah, okay, so plank pose can be a really good foundation for you to build up into a balanced position. Yeah, so try to pay attention to the plank pose when you are practicing it. All right, okay, so now I'm not going to go into the chaturanga just yet. Yeah, I will give you the option if you cannot do chaturanga because maybe your wrists are hurting, you don't have enough core strength, your shoulders are maybe have some injuries. What you can do if you don't want to, if you cannot do the chaturanga. If you cannot do the chaturanga, very simple. Maybe you already know the answer. On the exhale, bring knees, chest, chin down. Yeah, okay, take a moment to observing how my body positioned right now. Okay, so when you have the position of the knee, chest, chin down, you need to keeping the upper arm hugged close to the side of the body. Try to relaxing your chest so the chest go down towards the ground and you resting your chin down onto the mat so that you can getting the front of your neck stretching as well. Yeah, when you do this, you also need to pay attention to how you feel in the back of your neck also. Sometimes if you don't have enough flexibility, it can be harder for you to resting the chin down. So in that case, it may you almost gonna have to kissing onto your own mat, and that is okay, right? Because your mat probably clean, no? All right, that's why my class is. Sometimes I saying silly things like this. Anyway. Okay, so that is the knee chest chin down. Yeah, okay, so that's the option for those that cannot do the chaturanga. Yeah, okay. Let's go into the chaturanga now. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Yeah, okay. So from half standing forward bend, Adha Uttanasana. If you cannot jump back into the plank pose, what options you can do? Simple. You just stepping back. Okay, let's coming back. Let's go starting from the Uttanasana. Go ahead to exhale, folding yourself forward. Inhale, come up halfway, back straight, look forward. Exhale, placing your hands down, shoulder width apart. Remember hands alignment. Step back into the plank pose. Yeah? Okay, so that's the option. So now, if you're gonna jump back into the plank pose, that is the reason why I don't go straight into chaturanga. First, that you need to developing certain strength and understand the alignments before you're able to jump straight back into chaturanga. Yeah, okay. So here. All right, okay. So here I'm gonna jump back into the plank and noticing how I am doing it. Yeah, okay. You observe. Yeah, when you observe, you keep your eyes open, you pay attention, you can learn a lot more. Okay, so here inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, jump back into the plank pose. All right, okay. Do you see that I actually didn't jump straight into the plank pose, but I was sort of jump back into the almost the form as if I was doing the downward facing dog, sort of, yeah. And then I was shifting my shoulders forward to go into the plank pose. The reason why we are doing this is that so that it is easier for your joints. That is let's shock go towards your joints. Yeah. Sometimes it is okay, but you think about it, the longer you do, maybe it's not healthy for your joints. That's okay. So try to do it in the way that the longer you do, then you won't get the injuries and so on. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So here, exhale, jump back into the plank pose. This is a modified version of Surya Namaskar. Yeah. Okay. Inhale in the plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Chaturanga, when you come to chaturanga, shifting your shoulders more forward. Do you see the action that I am doing? You can do with me. You roll more towards the tips of your toes. The shoulders somewhat go passing the wrist. Yeah, okay. All right, okay. So here, yeah, okay. Shifting your shoulders forward. Exhale, come down, chaturanga. Okay, come out from the pose. Well, to do chaturanga and teaching you guys at the same time is not so easy, yeah, but whatever, I can do it. Okay, so in chaturanga, let's go into the alignments a little bit first. You remember when we do the plank pose, right? Okay, the knees are lifting up towards the thighs and you scooping the tailbone in and you draw this part of your rib cage and the front of your hips towards each other, yeah? You still need to engage in that. Otherwise, you're gonna collapsing down or you're gonna be using too much of your shoulders to do the chaturanga, yeah? Okay, and not only just that, you see, you're noticing my upper arm is squeezing really close to the side of my body and my shoulders is drawn down away from the ears. You're avoiding this, yeah? When you're doing this, the position doesn't making it more comfortable for your neck. Shoulders away from the ears and you keep your upper arms squeezing close to the side of your body. Very important. If your elbows are out, I guarantee you, your chest is gonna collapsing down. Yeah? Okay, so pay attention. Okay, so not only just that, yeah, we want to keeping our elbows safe, meaning we want to keeping our arms into the 90 degree, yeah, 90 degree. Hopefully you can see the arm, yeah, Okay, so 90 degree that you have to making sure that the elbows and the wrists are into the same line. The reason why we are doing this is that so that you keeping your elbows into the healthy position. You can bending it deeper, no problem. But what happened is that the longer you do this, is happen in my class when I teaching, yeah, because sometimes, of course, I cannot taking care of everyone, and sometimes I'm missing seeing people that the elbows are bending quite deep. So the longer you're doing that, yeah, the more you may feel the pinching inside your elbows, and this is a not pretty thing to feel. So avoiding that, yeah, and also that yeah. So, but if you have your elbow joints healthy, I think it would be okay. But anyway, we want to practicing it in the way that is as safe as possible. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that is the Chaturanga. Remember, if you cannot do Chaturanga, you're gonna have to do knee, chest, and chin down. Yeah, you can starting with that. Don't underestimate that position, because that position will slowly helping you to building the strength for your upper body. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have more tips how to working with your alignments in the Chaturanga. But again, in this video, I will not mentioning about it because it's requiring the props, and also maybe you needing somebody to take a look at your body. Yeah. Okay. All right. So once we go into the Chaturanga, inhale, lifting the chest up. You roll the shoulders back. This is the upward facing dog. Okay, come out. All right, just in case you didn't do that position with me, let's do this together one more time. Even if you did, you're still gonna need to do this. Yeah, okay. So let's starting from the plank pose, and then we're gonna do Chaturanga, and then inhale up dog. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go into the plank pose. Take a moment here, try to recall the alignments that I just gave to you. Pushing yourself against the touching point very firmly, making sure to engaging your thighs, draw your tailbone in. On the exhale, shifting your shoulders more forward. You're gonna roll more towards the tips of your toes. Exhale, yeah, come down, Chaturanga. Now squeezing upper arm close to your shoulders, away from the ears. Continue drawing your tailbone in, knees are lifting up towards the thighs. On the inhale, you flat the back of your feet down, lifting the chest up. You roll the shoulders back. Option, you can look up towards the sky. If it does not feel good for the back of your neck, look straight forward. Okay, so let's bring your knees down and come out from the pose and resting to the child pose for a few deep breaths to relaxing your lower back area. Okay. All right, so now you can come out from the child pose. As you see that when I go from the Chaturanga and go into the upward facing dog, I'm using flat the back of the feet down rather than rolling the toes, and I will explain to you why. It can making your practicing the back bend very, very different. Yeah, okay. Let's go into the alignments of the upward facing dog first. Upward facing dog, where is the touching point? The hands and the back of the feet. Yeah, okay. So of course, you know the hands alignment already, so that still apply. Yeah, okay. When you do up dog, shoulders and the wrist, you want to keeping them aligned into the same line. Yeah. Okay. So it's still gonna be like this. Yeah, just like in the plank pose. Yeah. Okay. So you are in the upward facing dog, the back of the feet down and the knees are off away from the ground. The only two places that is touched down onto the mat is your hands and the back of the feet. Okay, so disregard my upper back a little bit, because then otherwise I cannot speaking easily. Go look towards my feet. Can you see my heels? And the common mistake. Do you see what I did? Yeah? Correct heel alignment. And this is common mistake. Yeah? Okay. You want to keeping the heels straight line to the sitting bone, the same line to your sitting bone. So your feet are hip width apart. Okay. The common mistake is that the heels is pointing out and the big toes are pointing towards each other. We want to avoiding this. Why? Just go for the simple reason. When the heels is pointing outward, I can feel that I didn't engaging my legs very much, and I using a lot of my shoulders and also my arm strength in the pose. Yeah. Okay. So now from the feet, again, feet hip width apart, and the heels is the same line as your sitting bone. That means that you need to keeping your feet hip width apart, and you need to pressing the back of your feet down quite firmly. Your knees are lifting up towards the thighs. You scooping the tailbone in. If you don't scooping your tailbone in when you do the back bend, yeah, the longer you do, the lower back is gonna get the injuries. Pay attention, yeah, okay. All right, go ahead to get into the upward facing dog. Okay, draw the tailbone in. Your knees are lifting up towards the thighs. Yeah, okay, so now let's bring the attention towards the front of the hips. Pushing the front of your hips forward. Yeah, pushing the front of your hips forward. You are not going to be able to do it very much, but this is something that we want to be aware of it. Lifting your heart, your chest up. That means you're probably going to have to pressing your hands against the ground a little bit more. Lifting your heart, your chest up, and you have to roll the shoulders back and away from the ears. If you don't do this, your heart, your chest won't open, meaning they don't get the stretch. It's gonna look like this. Yeah, this is not the focus of the up dog. The upward facing dog is the back bend. You want to opening up the front of your body. Look up or look straight forward. This is totally up to you. Yeah, okay, come out from the pose, have your knees down. Go into the child pose if you need to. Okay, so if you're in child pose, you can just listening to me, no problem. When you do the upward facing dog, again, it is a back bend. You're opening up the front of your body. If you don't roll the shoulders back, your chest won't go forward. Yeah? When you're in the position, when you roll the shoulders back, now you can feel that the upper back and your chest somewhat is curling up toward the sky. Yeah? Best for this position, if you're able to bring your head back, yeah, so that you look up toward the sky. But again, if it hurts the back of your neck, look straight forward. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. So now, is that okay for you? Again, if it's you have questions, always ask me, yeah, in the message. Okay, let's go back before we go into the upward facing dog. Yeah, okay. So what option do we have to go from Chaturanga and then go into the upward facing dog? Yeah, okay. So this version, I usually don't teach very much, yeah, but it's good for you to know, because then you can apply into whenever you may be taking the class. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you can also do with me, yeah, you can go into the plank and then come down, Chaturanga. Okay, so inhale, plank, exhale, come down, Chaturanga. Inhale, flat the back of your feet down, lifting the chest up, roll the shoulders back into the up dog. And then exhale, let's go into the down dog just for a brief moment here. And then you can have your knees down onto the ground. Yeah, okay, so this is probably the safest way to move yourself into the upward facing dog. Now, let's go a little bit more challenging. You do with me as well. Plank pose, inhale. Exhale, come down, Chaturanga. Inhale, curl the toes, pushing your chest up, flat the back of your feet down. Just pause here and noticing, what do you feel? For me, no, this is a no-no for me. Yeah, okay, so what happened is that when I just do you see, okay, take a look at my toes for a little bit. What did I mean by that? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need to have my hands a little bit more forward, but you're noticing my feet. Yeah, okay, so from the plank pose, yeah, okay, plank pose, Chaturanga, curl the toes forward. Yeah, so you don't flip, you just curl your toes. Yeah, back and front like this. Yeah, okay. So you can do this when you're moving yourself from Chaturanga into up dog. But I usually don't like this. Yeah, why? Because when I move myself into the up dog, I feel that my lower back it's just not there. What I mean is that it's so much painful. I can't even do my back bend properly. Yeah, okay. Why is that? This depends on the distance from your hands to your feet in Chaturanga. Yeah, usually if you have more flexibility, this is not going to be a problem for you. But for a lot of us, especially beginners, yeah, can be a problem. So what happens is that from Chaturanga and you curl the toes to move yourself into the upward facing dog, the distance from your hands to the feet is too short. When it's too short, the back, lower back, get compressed. Yeah, it does not have the room to lifting the chest up. Okay, all right. Okay, so how are we fixing that? Yeah, we cannot. Then that means that we cannot curl the toes until we working on more flexibility into the back bend. In that case, you just flap your feet. Yeah, flat the back of your feet down. Just the first option that I show you. Okay, so now does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So now let's go see another option what you can do. Yeah, this is take a little bit more of the movements, but this is a way that it will also helping you to fixing your lower back problem when you want to curl the toes. Maybe you need to take a look at me first before you do it. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna come back into the plank pose once again. Inhale in plank. Exhale, come down, Chaturanga. And then we're gonna go into up dog. You push yourself back. Yeah, you see that action? One more time. Yeah, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down, Chaturanga. Push yourself back, then you can curl the toes. Lift chest up, roll the shoulders back. Now the distance from my hands to the feet in the up dog is more correct. Yeah? All right. Okay, so now you know what to do. It's just taking that extra movements to go into the upward facing dog. Okay, let's practicing this together. 3 versions that we're gonna do. Yeah, okay, so that we can experimenting what is right for ourselves. We're gonna starting from the version flat the back of the feet down first, and then just curling the toes, and then the last option push yourself back. Curling the toes, lifting the chest up. Yeah, are you guys ready? Okay, all right. Let's starting from the plank pose. Inhale in plank. Exhale, come down, Chaturanga. Inhale, flat the back of the feet down, lifting chest up, roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, go ahead to go into the down dog. Yeah, just briefly. Now that's the first option. Let's go to the second option. Inhale, come into the plank pose. Exhale, come down, Chaturanga. Inhale, curl the toes, lift the chest up, noticing how you feel. And then exhale, down dog. Now we're gonna go into the third option. Inhale, come into plank. Exhale, come down, Chaturanga. Push yourself back. Inhale, curl the toes, lift chest up, roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, down dog. And then you can have your knees down. Feel free to resting into the child pose. Take a moment to breathe. Okay, so now you can slowly coming out from the child pose. Okay, yeah, I know that this is a lot of information. You may need to watching this more than one time. Yeah, okay. Now from the upward facing dog, do you know where do we go next? To the downward facing dog, and this is the last position, last asana that I'm gonna give you the alignments. Yeah, okay, because the rest is gonna be the same as when we were beginning. It's just going back reverse. That's all. Okay, all right, come. Downward facing dog. Yeah, okay. Let's just starting from the upward facing dog a little bit here. Yeah. So you also have option to curve the toes or just, you know, flap your feet, tuck the toes like this, and then push yourself back. Yeah, okay, take a look at me first. I'm gonna show you the options. I am in the upward facing dog right now. Inhale in the up dog. Exhale, curl the toes. Go into the down dog. Okay, another option. I'm gonna come back into the upward facing dog again. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift, go into down dog. All right. So this is the two options that you can do. Okay. Now let's go into the alignments of the downward facing dog. I'm gonna explain first and then we're gonna do this together. So your hand is already shoulder width apart, so you're keeping it that way. Remember the four corners again, bend knuckles if you need to. Yeah, okay. So and then you go move yourself into the downward facing dog. Once you move yourself into the down dog, to making it more of the correct alignment, you may need to stepping your feet a little bit more forward. But you can also experimenting. What if the distance from your hands to your feet is wider? What do you feel? Is that better for you? Yeah. You have to do what is right for you. Yeah. Experimenting it. Okay. Okay, so here for me, from the up dog going to the down dog, for myself, I need to walking my feet a little bit more forward. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm just gonna do like flap the toes like this, yeah, and then I can walking my feet more forward. Okay, so you want to keeping your feet hip width apart. So now how do we know what is the correct distance from your hands to the feet? So it's not for example, you come, let's go into the on four position. On four position, shoulders stacking above the wrist, knees hip width apart, your knees is just right under the hips. Yeah? And then you're tucking the toes. From here, you exhale, you go into the down dog. And this is how you checking the distance from your hands to your feet. If I have my feet out wider, it's okay. It's okay for me. I feel that this position, I can opening up my shoulders more if the distance from hands to the feet are wider. When the distance from the hands to the feet are shorter, I can work better to lengthen my hamstring. And also, I feel pretty good stretching on the side of my torso. Okay, all right. Let's explain a little bit about what is the focus in the downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is the position that we want to stretching the back side of our body. If you flip the picture of the downward facing dog, this is almost like a forward bend, no? Yeah, okay. So again, as I mentioning earlier, is that the forward bend is that we are focusing on stretching the whole back side of the body, the hamstring, the glutes, and also the spine. Yeah, okay. Okay. So when you as when you can, as what I just saying earlier, that when the distance are wider, I can opening up more of my shoulders. And is that okay? That is okay. This is depends on what do you want to focusing on your stretching. There is no wrong way. There is no correct way. It is what do you want from it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So for myself, because I have been practicing this way and I am very happy with it, which is the distance of this. Yeah, from on four and then go into the down dog. Feet are hip width apart. Okay, so you can go into the down dog with me now, yeah, so that we can feel our body together. Feet are hip width apart and the feet are parallel. What does it mean? Keeping your feet parallel. You're noticing, are your toes pointing out and the heels come close together? Or are your heels pointing out and the big toes pointing towards each other more? Yeah. If it is two of this, yeah, this is the incorrect way. Okay, noticing, maybe this is easier if you are noticing the inner edge of the feet, which is on the arch side of your feet.
you want to see that into a parallel line. And you're reaching your heels down towards the ground. In this position, you want to feel the back of the thighs lifting up toward the sky, just like in the standing forward bend. The heels continue pressing down. Take a moment, you can closing your eyes and observing what do you feel at the back of your legs. And then you can slowly have your knees down, come out from the position, check your hand, check your wrist if you need. Okay, all right. So now you need to taking a look at me a little bit because not everybody will be able to keeping the legs straight in the downward facing dog. I will show you the common mistake. Yeah, okay. So if you have a very tight hamstring and you're keeping your legs straight, you're gonna compensate that with your spine. What I mean is that your spine is not gonna getting any stretching. Your spine is gonna be very round. The shoulder is gonna be very close to the ears, and it just does not look right or does not look comfortable at all for your upper body part. What do you think we can fixing with that? Bending the knees. Yeah. Always you can always bending the knees slightly in the down dog, yeah, but just like how I explained earlier, when you bending the knees, you still need to keeping the back of your thighs, buttocks and the tailbone lifting up toward the sky. And also when you bending the knees in the down dog, most likely, for those that have to bending the knees, most likely your the heels may not be touched down to the ground, but the action is that you need to continue pressing the heels down towards the ground, even though they may not be touching. Yeah, okay. Okay guys, so take a look at me first. I'm gonna show you the common mistake. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I have very tight hamstring. I'm gonna keeping my legs straight. Yeah, when my legs are straight, my spine can look like this. Yeah, I'm kind of like exaggerating. I hope you get the idea of how it looks like. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So to fixing this, bend the knees, heels up. When you bending the knees, you can already feel, oh, actually I have more room to lifting the bum more up toward the sky. Take a look if you need. Yeah, when I try to pointing the tailbone more up, what happened to my lower back area? I can lengthen my lower back area much more easier. All right, now here, try to pointing the tailbone more up. Yeah, the action of your bum is as if you want to have your bum facing up toward the sky. Now maybe try to reaching the heels down a little bit more, little bit by bit. Yeah, you got the idea? Yeah? All right, okay. So, what if your hamstring is already in a good shape? They have the good flexibility already. What can you do to stretching a little bit more? Yeah, lift the toes up and try to stretching the toes apart. But you still want to keeping the 3 points of each foot pressing down. Yeah, touch down. Yeah, it may not be equally on the 3 points because most likely the body weight will become more down towards the heel. This is for the people that have good flexibility of the hamstring. Yeah, and this is to helping you to go deeper into the stretching. So lift the toes up, stretching the toes apart. All right. Okay. So now that was for the legs for the downward facing dog. But now we're gonna moving on more towards more of the upper body and also the arms alignment. Yeah. Okay. For the spine, yeah, we want to have our spine straight as much as possible. All right. Okay. Not easy. I mean, not easy for me and also not easy for many people because I am not the only one that have the lower back is very curved. Yeah, this is depends on how our structure of our spines are. And some people it's so easily that you can see that wow, their back is very straight. And again, don't compare yourself to anyone. You're just focusing on yourself, and you feel that what is the way to lengthen your spine. Yeah, if it's not as straight as others, don't worry about about it. Okay, all right. Okay, so we went into the towards the legs already. So you go ahead, you bring yourself into the down dog. Take a moment so that you can working on adjusting yourself. Okay. All right. Feel free to close your eyes if you need to. Yeah, I'm gonna go more towards the back of the thighs. You already continue pressing the heels down. Now pressing the back of your thighs more towards the back of your mat. At the same time, lengthening them up toward the sky. The actions of your bum is that you want to have your bum facing more up toward the sky as much as you can, meaning the tailbone point more up. When you do that action, noticing what do you feel in your lower back area. Yeah, all right. This is can helping you to create more movements for your hips and also for your lower back. Can be really good when you want to do the back bend. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, so from here, continue close your eyes. Yeah, let's bring yourself towards your hands. Is the base of your index fingers touch down? Yeah, if the body weight roll more toward the outer edge of the mat, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we want to creating the, it's not that not good, it's okay. Yeah, but let's do it more properly. Pressing the base of your index fingers down. Maybe take a look at your hands right now. Is your hands creating the L shape with your thumb and the index? You can adjust yourself. Maybe you need to point your fingers out more or more point your fingers more in. Yeah, okay, all right, so now that the hands is done, let's go more towards your arms. Your arms are straight, the elbows are straight, and bring your attention to your shoulders for a little bit. Noticing is your shoulders come or upper arm come very close to the ears. Yeah, all right. Okay, so if the shoulders and the upper arm get very close to the ears, now everybody try to turning the inside of your elbows more forward. It's not gonna go forward a lot, but it's the action of we want to try to doing that. Yeah, but if you keep take a look at the inside of your elbows, the eyes of your elbows, it's most likely gonna be more towards facing towards each other. Yeah, okay, but the action is as if you want to having that facing forward. Shoulders broaden away from the ears, and you creating the space between the shoulder blades. When you have your arms and your shoulders like this, it's gonna restricting you from opening up your shoulders too far. Meaning you cannot pushing your chest more towards your thighs very much. Is that okay? That is okay. You think about it. If you have to do a lot of the downward facing dog into your practice, especially when it's my class vinyasa, we do a lot of the down dog. If you pushing your chest too much towards your legs, the more you do, you're not gonna be able to survive until the end of the class, and you may not be able to, may not have enough strength to go into the arm balance. Yeah, if you are working on this too much in one class. Once in a while, it's okay, but also learn to taking things easy as well. Yeah, okay. So that is the shoulders. Now let's come more towards your torso. Yeah, continue pushing yourself against the touching point, meaning your hands and your feet press down, and feel that your body is floating up away from the ground. Maybe you can starting to feel, oh, the side of my torso is more lengthened. Yeah, instead of chest sink down towards the ground, push your chest away from the ground, but still maintain the form of the downward facing dog. Now when you're breathing, noticing, do you feel the rib cage expanding out, front, side, and back? Now you can go ahead to come out, check your arm, check your wrist, and take a moment to taking a look at me. Yeah? Okay, so the downward facing dog. Take a look at my belly at the moment. Do you see that my belly is hollow in against my spine and the bottom of my rib cage is expanding out? This is called Uddiyana Bandha. Yeah, you can engaging this quite easily in the down dog, quite easily. So let's say majority of us will be able to do this quite easily. when you are doing this, you can using your core strength to helping you to stay in the pose and less strength coming from the shoulders and the arms. Okay, all right. Okay, so go ahead. You go ahead to try yourself. Bring yourself into the down dog. Yeah, allow yourself to try to recall the alignments that I just gave to you. I'm gonna talk, but you do the down dog. Yeah, okay. So once you're in the down dog position, try to controlling your breath in and out deeply. Feel free to close the eyes. Okay, so once you give yourself the alignments, then you can bring the attention towards your abdominal area, allowing your lower belly to hollow in against the spine. Yeah, it's gonna pressing against your spine. And noticing, is it possible that you're lifting that more towards under the rib cage? Do you feel that you have more room to pointing the tailbone up when you are engaging the Uddiyana Bandha? Yeah, this can helping you to not only using to helping you to using the core strength to stay in the pose, but it is also can be a way to helping you to lengthen your lower back and your glutes a lot more. Make sense? Feel free to come out. Check your arms, check your hands, check your wrists if you need, your shoulders. All right. So yeah, so that is the downward facing dog. Any questions? Again, you know what to do. Okay, so when you do sun salutations, yeah, in the down dog, this is when we stay for 5 breaths. If you don't remember all the breathing, you know, when you're moving yourself, don't worry about it. Again, this is about the alignments of each position. Yeah, okay. Okay, so once you're in the down dog for 5 breaths, then you have to come forward. Yeah, we usually jumping forward. Now jumping is not gonna be for everyone. Yeah, okay, so what you do, you can also just walking yourself forward by taking big step. Yeah, but I am gonna go with the jumping forward first. Okay, so remember that I'm not teaching you guys to, you know, jumping into the handstand and so on like that. This is the technique of just jumping forward and what you can do with your breath and so on. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the downward facing dog. Once you're finishing here for 5 breaths, yeah, you inhale, bend the knees, look to the space between the hands. Take a look at me a little bit first. Okay, you see my heels come up, my knees are bending slightly, and I keeping the tailbone up. Yeah, the arms are still nice and long, the shoulders are broadened away from the ears, and of course the foundations of your hands has to be rooted down firmly, looking at the space between the hands. Because why? Because that is the destination where you want to go. All right, okay. All right, so you go ahead, yeah, to bring yourself into try to bending the knees and do what I was just guiding. Yeah, okay, so down dog, inhale, bend the knees, lift heels up, look at the space between the hands, and pause there for now. Yeah, do you feel that when you are doing that, is your lower belly is still in? Yeah, you need to keeping it in. Yeah, so when you are jumping, you are not only just using your leg strength, but using your core strength to helping you to go forward. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, so come out a little bit first and I'm gonna show you the common mistake. Yeah, okay. So sometime, okay, well, I know not everybody will be able to listen and understand the direction. Yeah, the common mistake is that when you want to jumping forward, yeah, okay, when you inhale, bend the knees, look forward, the bum come too low. Yeah, this is would be okay if you are gonna working on jumping into the half handstand, because you need to using your leg strength, your core strength to helping you to jump into the position. But again, in this class, in this video, it's not about that. Yeah, okay. So if your bum are coming too low, when you jump, you're probably gonna have to using a lot of your energy to jumping forward. And guess what? We want to saving some energy. No, we don't want to like exhaust ourselves in the whole 90-minute class. Yeah, okay, so save yourself some energy. All right. Okay, so again, keeping in mind, keeping your bum up and not down towards the heel. So inhale, bend the knees, Look at the space between your hands, keeping your arms long, shoulders broaden away from the ears. And then on the exhale, you jump forward. Yeah, one more time. Let's do this together. When you jump, you need to push your hands against the ground very firmly. Okay. Inhale, bend the knees. Look at the space between the hands. Exhale, jump forward. When you jump forward, you don't have to jump right at the space between the hands. If you have good flexibility, it's possible. If you don't have good flexibility of your hamstring to jump straight towards between the hands, this is nearly impossible. Yeah? So when you jump, just come close and maybe have the same line at the back of your wrist or something like that. Yeah? Okay, all right. Take a look at me if you need to. I'm gonna show you example. Inhale, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, jump. And it can just go right here, no problem. Yeah, okay. So now I'm gonna jump a little bit more towards the space of my hands. Yeah, okay. So inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, jump. Make sense? Yeah, okay. So if I am jumping a little bit more forward, yes. This is happened to me when I do like that. Yeah, sometimes I kind of like lost my balance and I kind of like almost rolling forward. Well, when you're practicing, you don't want to, you don't want to roll forward. Maybe you're gonna knocking something down or knocking someone down. Yeah, okay. So just pay attention to that. If you cannot jump, walk forward. So simple. Right? Okay. Let's go back into the down dog again, and we're gonna jump forward. Yeah. So that and then we're gonna complete the sun salutation A. Okay. I'm not gonna explain the position that we already went through. All right. Okay. So come to the down dog. Inhale, bend knees. Look at the space between the hands. Exhale, jump forward. Inhale, come up halfway, back straight, look forward. Exhale, go into Uttanasana, the forward bend knees slightly if need to. Inhale, come upright, pressing the feet down, raising yourself upright, arms are reaching up, join your palms together, looking at the thumb. And then exhale, lower your arms down alongside your body, back into Samasthiti. All right. And that is Surya Namaskar A. Okay, so guys, now you know the alignments, and again, okay, you can keep repeating, watching this if you want to. Now let's bring ourselves into the practice a little bit. How about we doing this for 2 rounds together before we finishing this video? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's starting from Samasthiti. I'm gonna reminding you the alignments as well, but it's not gonna be as detailed as when I was explaining earlier. Yeah. Okay. Samasthiti. Big toes touch. A little bit of the space between the heels. Yeah. Keeping base of the big toes, base of the little toes, and your heels press firmly down. Toes are stretching out, apart, and you press them down. You may feel that arch of the feet are lifting up. Slightly lifting your knees up towards your thighs to engaging your quad muscles. You draw the tailbone in. Feel the tailbone reaching down to between the heels, keeping the lower belly in. Your heart, your chest lifting up. The shoulders are rolling back. The back of your neck nice and long, and the crown of your head is reaching up. If you close your eyes, time to opening them. Inhale, arms are reaching up, looking at your thumb. Exhale, fold forward into Uttanasana, bending the knees slightly if need to. Inhale, come up halfway, back straight, look forward. Exhale, jump or step back into the plank pose, modified version of the Surya Namaskar. Yeah? Inhale in the plank, exhale, come down, Chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the chest up, roll the shoulders back into the up dog. And then exhale, down dog. Now we pause into the down dog for 5 deep breaths. If you need to measuring the distance from your hands to your feet, go into on 4. Close the eyes if you want to. And your head and your neck should be in a relaxing position. You can looking at the space between the feet. Arms are straight, shoulders broaden away from the ears. And try to pressing the back of your thighs more towards the back of the mat. Lifting your bum up just a little bit more. And you can bring the attentions into your lower belly area, allowing that to hollow in against the spine. It goes up towards under the rib cage. The side of your torso lengthen. Remember again, shoulders broaden away from the ears. Now we're gonna jump or you can walk forward. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, jump or walk. Inhale, come up halfway, back straight, look forward. Exhale, refold yourself back into Uttanasana. Inhale, pressing the feet down, bend the knees if need to so that you can come up easier. Arms are reaching up over your head. Exhale, back into Samasthiti. One more round. Inhale, arms are reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, jump or step back into Chaturanga. Inhale, lifting chest up, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Pause here, 5 breaths. So now we're gonna come forward. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, jump or walk. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms are reaching up over your head. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right. Okay. So it's a good idea that after this video, let's take for yourself a couple of minutes or 5 minutes to resting yourself in Shavasana and letting go of all the things that we just learned. Yeah, the information will come back, but for now, you just resting yourself. Allow yourself to relax a little bit first, yeah, before you get up to do anything else. Okay. Any comments? Any suggestions? Or any questions, please feel free to message me. All right. And if you are interested into learning more about this, I would suggest you to sending me an email. Yeah. Okay. You can send me an email to omsunnyyoga@gmail.com, or you can go to omsunnyyoga yeah, omsunnyyoga.com, just so you can sending me the message from there as well. And if you want to learn more, I will send you the link for the next video. All right. Okay, ka. Thank you so much for watching this, and feel free to share your friends, your family, if you find this is benefits for you and maybe for others. Okay, ka. Namaste. Thank you.